Hi there, crafty friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me. My name is Melissa, and today I thought we would make a quick and simple card using the Spellbinders 3D emboss and cut folder. Now, this is the mushrooms from me to you, and this is so cute. I just fell in love with it when I saw it. And this is a big folder, so you get 3 images here. You get the larger one that we're going to use for our card, and you get these 2 smaller ones. The very smallest one can be used for a tag. These are all beautiful. I just love them. And then you also get the coordinating dies. So we are going to use this today. And it's going to be pretty simple. We're not really going to color it. We are going to color our background. Oh, but first I wanted to say I got a card in the mail the other day. I love receiving handmade cards. Bev, I got your card. Thank you so much. I will put this out on my fireplace and look at it. I just love that. I always save all my cards that I get. Thank you. And so along with this embossing folder, there is a coordinating hot foil or hot wax stamp that you can purchase. So we are also going to make a seal for this card. So the card itself is pretty simple. But when we add the wax seal to it, you know, it's just going to add to the whole thing. So what I like to do is I will make sure that my image here is taped down my paper so that my paper doesn't move. I am going to spritz the back of my paper just a little bit, just so that impression does go a little bit smoother. I don't want any cracking. And what I've decided to do here is we are going to use our Sage ink from Pink Fresh Studio and a brayer. So I did try this just putting my ink on the embossing folder, and I didn't care for the look. It was a little sloppy, it was a little thick, and it got into areas that I really didn't want it. So we're just going to use our brayer, and we will clean this up a little bit. There are some areas where I don't necessarily want ink, so we are going to take a little Q-tip and a little bit of our stamp cleaner. I just put a little bit in my lid. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my Q-tip, and then I can come in here and I can clean that extra ink off of the image where I don't want it, if any happened to get on there. So then we're going to fold our folder over and run this through our Platinum 6. And we will need to do that a couple times to get really good coverage. But look at that. That is just beautiful. I have one here that doesn't have any ink on it, and that image is just amazing. It really is, how detailed it is and everything. So we're going to ink up our brayer again. I know it's a little squeaky. I apologize for that. And we're just going to repeat this process 3 or 4 times, just till we get really good coverage. And again, I will bring in my little Q-tip here and just kind of wipe that ink off of the area that I don't want it. Otherwise, we'll get a lot of ink inside our little creases for our mushroom, and then also the little dots on the mushroom. I'm sure there's a specific name for those, but I don't know what it is. So let's go run this through again. So that was my 4th time running the embossing folder through my machine, and I think that looks fabulous. I think that is going to be really, really nice. So now we just need to clean off this folder. I'm just going to put a little bit of stamp cleaner on my rag and wipe that off, because now we need to use the coordinating die to cut that out. It looks a little sloppy around all the edges, but we're going to trim that off. And this is so cool. The coordinating die, you get one for each image. And we are just going to place that right there. It fits, it goes right into place, and then we will cut this out. So let's take a look at how beautiful this turned out. And that ink will smooth out once it dries, but that is beautiful. I just love this. Isn't that pretty? And we are going to make the coordinating wax seal to go with it. So from here, it's pretty simple. I went through my stash and I found some dark green cardstock. I wish I could tell you what kind it is, but I don't remember. And then the same color paper that we used for our image here, I did a top folding card. So let's go ahead and we are going to add foam tape to the back of this image. And look at the back. Isn't that beautiful? The back is just as pretty as the front. I love these 3D embossing folders. So we're going to add foam tape onto this piece and also to our framing piece. So I'm using 3M tape on my layering piece, and then I am using the Altenew on my main piece there. And I'm using the 3M just because it is just a smidge thinner, and I don't want this to be too tall. I want it to be able to go through the mail nicely. And I am almost done with my Altenew tape there. I had to get some more. I bought 3 more rolls because they had it on sale, and I use it all the time. So let's kind of center this here. I think that is probably pretty good right there. And like I said, this card is pretty simple, but when we add the seal to it, it is going to be amazing. So I've already pre-done some sentiments here. And for my sentiments, I brought in these Spellbinders More sentiments. And we are using the thanks for all you do. And then I also did from me to you. And I hot foiled those in Aura Glimmer. I love hot foiling. So I didn't know if I wanted to I cut one of these because I didn't know if I wanted to do thanks for all you do, or if I wanted just thanks for all you do at the bottom. You know what? I think I kind of like it broken up just a little bit. So let's go ahead. Should we do the from me to you? I like that. That's a little different. Let's do that. So I'm going to add foam tape behind these. So I am going to add just a little bit of glue to my foam tape here, just because, just because that image is so raised, it is so embossed that I want to make sure that it sticks. So let's put this right about there. And you can use any sentiment that you want. It doesn't have to be thanks. You could do this as a happy birthday, a sympathy card, anything. I think right about there should be good. I'm just going to try to center that at the bottom. And also when you put that glue on there, you get a little bit of wiggle room. You can move it around if you need to. There we go. Let's add some embellishments. And for my embellishments, I am using Pink Fresh Studio Gold Matte. And these are just going to really bring that to life. We've got our embellishments on there, and that card is so cute. And it was so quick and easy. I am in love with all the detail that you get from that 3D embossing folder. That wasn't dry yet. There we go. Let's leave that alone. And let's get everything out to work on our wax seal. Okay, so I think we're almost ready to start our wax seal. This is our mushroom seal. Over here to my right, I have my palette knives getting nice and warmed up on my candle warmer there that we talked about last week. Let's get this stirred up. So the hot palette knives are really, really important. We need to make sure they are nice and hot. I did warm up my stamp just a little bit. I just set that on the candle warmer for just a minute. That should probably be good. Let's pour our wax on there. Try not to make too much mess. Let's scrape that off. Oh, and that's going to look really nice. I can tell already. Let's bring in another palette knife and just scrape off that excess wax on top. Oh, and that's looking beautiful. And then we can also scrape off the sides because it did spill off onto the side just a little bit. Let's see, maybe one more knife. We just want to clean that up. I've got wax everywhere. Oh, but that looks good. Can you see that? That looks really, really nice. We just have one teeny tiny, where did it go? I saw it. One teeny tiny little spot right there. And that's perfect. One last scrape with an extra hot knife. Oh yeah. This is going to look really nice. Perfect. I'm going to set this down and let this cool and clean up. It looks like my candle over here went out, so we need to warm up our green. So our green was starting to bubble up. I think our green is all nice and melted. We've got our seal all ready, and that looks good. So this is where I always kind of make a mistake. I sometimes don't put enough wax, and sometimes I put too much wax. So let's get this in there and see how it looks. I think that is going to look good. I will clean up a little bit here. Okay, I've got my extra wax cooling for another day. I think this is almost ready. Oh, it was like almost coming up. Okay, I'm hoping this turns out good. I'm really nervous. Oh, that looks really cute. Look at that. That came out perfect. Look at that. That is just beautiful. I love those wax seals. So be careful with your wax. I spilled a little bit of wax, but now all we need to do is pull out a coordinating envelope. I don't want to get wax on my card. Just pull out a coordinating envelope with your card. You can attach your wax seal with a honeybee wax seal stickers. I love these. These work great. And we'll just put a sticker on the back of that to put it on our envelope after we put our card in there. Isn't that cute? I just love this. This came out so cute. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Please leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.